You know, if there was only one thing that I could teach every golfer for the rest of my life, it would be to teach them to have a long arc follow through. And now when I say long arc follow through, how we define that is the ability to get the club head and the butt of the club as far away from you as possible without your head moving forward. Okay, it's so important, I'm going to say that again. Long arc follow through is the ability to get the club head and your hands as far away from you as possible without your head going forward. Now, just about every good ball striker that I've ever seen in person or online has a long arc follow through. And it's important, I'm going to explain through this video, for solidness of contact, hitting the ball with power, and high and far. Now, to have a long arc follow through and get that as far away from you as possible, the first thing we need to be able to do is have our arms straight. So you notice when I get through the ball here, if I were to bend my arms, watch the club head and the butt of the club getting closer to me, this would be bad. Now, if I straighten my arms, that would get both of those as far away as possible. And the reason that that's so important for contact, if I do the bad version, having the arms bent, and I bring that down into the golf ball, notice where the club's at relative to the ball. It's way up above, lots of contact issues, no power. But if I was working to straighten the arms through impact, if I was working to straighten the arms, not fully straight by impact, but through impact, that would easily allow me to get down to the golf ball, have this nice wide arc, hit the golf ball first and the ground second consistently. And you're going to see some players on the screen doing this, and I'm going to hit through as we go. Now, arms straight, piece number one, to have the long arc, how we're going to focus on doing that is by focusing on the distance between the elbows. So the simple version is the closer the elbows stay together, especially through the ball and into the follow through, the straighter the arms are. As I get my elbows farther apart, notice the arms bend, it gets closer to me, that'd be bad. Elbows closer, arms straight, long arc, good. So from this angle, you can see it's set up. Let's just say my elbows are maybe 6 inches apart. If I were to get them farther, the arms bend, the club comes up, poor impact conditions, poor contact, no consistency. Elbows close, arms straighter, good. Now, throughout my swing, if I've got the elbows 6 inches apart, I want to feel like they stay close together. So they're still about 6 inches apart, still about 6 inches, still 6 inches, all the way through. The squeezing of the elbows together is piece number one to get the arms straight so we can get that long arc follow through, so we can get nice consistent contact. Now I'm going to hit one here. I've got an 8-iron, got the ball teed up here just for the sake of keeping it in the same spot here. And you can do this when you practice as well. But first things first, to get this long arc, get the club head as far away from me as possible without having my head work forward. I would need to have the arms straight to do that. I'm going to focus on squeezing the elbows together. So I'm just hitting into about a 9-3 position, right into the follow through. First things first, as I'm focusing on the arms and the elbows. Now you'll notice as I'm doing this, as I'm hitting shots with this, elbows start close together. I'm going to even just practice a follow through with no backswing. Get this as far away as possible, that as far away as possible, elbows stay squeezed close. Notice as I hit another one where my body finishes at in the follow through. Elbows close, long arc. And there's a very nice solid strike. Now where's my body at this position? It's pretty turned towards the target, right? Which brings us to piece number one with the body that we must do, which is rotation. And when I say rotation, I want the knees, hips, and shoulders fully turned towards the target. Okay, to have that long arc, we need straight arms. To have straight arms through the ball and for long enough into the follow through, we need to have rotation. I want you to do this with me just to show you this. If you take a setup, keep the elbows nice and close, Now keep your chest pointed at the golf ball and try and keep your arms straight for as long as you can past the ball with no rotation. I could get to about here. Now from there, that's as far as I can physically go. If the club head were to keep moving without my body rotating, I would need to have my arms folding. Okay, we see this looking to follow through a lot if you're like some chicken wings, let's say, in the follow through. Now, if I go back to that same spot where I physically am cut off with no rotation, now if I start to turn my body, and you do this as well, notice how easy it is to continue to keep the arms straighter for longer. So in order to get into this position, this sort of 9-3, practice swing we're doing here, we have to have our body turned. The elbows are going to be close together, the arms are staying straight, and my body is going to be fully turned. Elbows close, arms straight, body fully turned. There's another very solid strike. And again, these are 8 irons, sort of 3/4 swing lengths that I want to practice when I'm doing this. Now, not only when I'm doing that, do I need to have the arms straight to get that wide arc. I need to have rotation to be able to do it, but I also need the second part, which is extension. Okay, extension means, let's say it's set up, I'm in forward bend, which means from down the line, I'm bent over some amount. Now in my swing, if we show both angles at the same time, I don't stay in this forward bend forever, bent over. If I did that, again, try this with me, put your arms straight, make a follow through where your head goes way forward and your chest points down towards the ground, I can keep my arms straight till about right here. But from there, my arms would have to be folding. Especially if I were to put any speed through it into here, I cannot keep my arms straight for long enough through the golf ball. I need to be able to extend as I rotate to keep my arms straight enough, long enough. So if I go into this position again, head way forward, chest down, I kind of run out right about here. But now as I extend, now all of a sudden, I'm able to keep the arms much straighter, much longer. I could do this right at the golf ball as well. Keep your chest down, try and lift your arms straight as far as you can. I can go about here. Now watch as I extend. I can go much higher. So to give you a visual, if I put the club in the center of my chest when I work through the golf ball, remember a long arc is the ability to get the club head and the hands as far from me as possible without my head going forward. And the extension is the piece that allows your head to stay back. When I feel extension with the club in my chest, I feel my rib cage and my chest point up towards the sky. Point up towards the sky. So as I'm working through the ball, the elbows are staying close. My body's rotating and I'm extending, which is chest and rib cage up. If I were to do that from here and I stand up, and let's show both angles, and I turn towards the target, that looks pretty normal, right? That looks like a normal finish position. I wouldn't be down like this, okay? So elbows close, arms straight, the body's turning, and I'm gonna feel my chest and rib cage up towards the sky. And there's my finish position. There's a nice high quality 8-iron. Now I'm going at these with some speed here. You can keep the pace down in the beginning, but the ability to blend those motions together, the rotation with the side or with the extension, is the piece that makes it look really easy and smooth and effortless as you're going, okay? So I need the extension. Now, as I'm working through with rotation and extension, someone will say, well, Eric, I thought, if I'm standing up through the ball like that, how do I get down to the ball? Isn't that bad? Well, the answer is, as you're doing your extension move, if I do this extension and add my rotation, I'm gonna also have side bend. So the piece that keeps the spine angle or the body's inclination to the ground is side bend, and that would be shoulder down. That's the piece as I come through that allows me to continually hit the ground with the arms straight. So as I work through, the elbows are close, right? I want a long arc, club head and hands far away from me. Why? So I can consistently get the club delivered to the ball for solidness of contact. To get that wide arc, I need my arms straight, my elbows close. In order to keep my arms straight for long enough, I need to turn, extend, and side bend. So my shoulder goes down. The elbows stay close, the chest and rib cage go up, and the shoulder goes down. Elbows close, chest and rib cage up, shoulder stays down. And those are the pieces that I'm looking to have consistently through the golf ball. This applies to all clubs you would use. You need to be able to do this with all your clubs. You'll see Grant Way with the iron. You'll see Roy with the driver. Get the club as far away as possible without your head going for it. Let's do one more with an 8-iron. Elbows close. Push the arms away. Body's turning. Chest and rib cage up. Shoulder down. And as you get good at this, that just all blends into one motion. Same pieces, chest and rib cage up, shoulder down. And these are all really solid strikes. Once we get good at this long arc follow through, how do we take this into a full finish? And the answer is just once you get here, allow the arms to fold and get the club behind your neck. So you still feel like you're going through that spot. Instead of stopping there, I still feel the wide arc, arms straight, same body positions, and then just allow the arms to fold, club behind the neck, just like that. So once you get through doing the practice, just allow the arms to fold into the full finish. So if you want that long arc follow through, which you do, you have to be able to get the arm straight. And if you're struggling with that, I'd be willing to bet you're not getting one of those body motions correct. It's not the arm straight with the head and body going forward. That's not it. It's the arm straight, long arc with the head bad. Make sure you have enough rotation. Make sure you have enough extension and side bend. I would be practicing with like an 8-iron, 1 or 2 little practice swings at a half swing, build into 3/4, and then build into full. If you struggle, right, keeping the elbows close, you can add like a tour striker smart ball or a range bucket between your arms to squeeze those elbows closer. If you have any questions, always leave us a comment down below. If you want help building a plan to help you with your game, some online coaching, would love to see you at cogornogolf.com. Thank you guys for watching.